Hello, sparkling viewers. Welcome to the Sip Surrender Sparkle channel. Today, we're diving deep into Smarter, Faster, Better by Charles Duhigg. This isn't just another book. It's a treasure trove of wisdom about productivity in life and business. Imagine having the ability to maximize your time, harness your energy, and achieve your goals more efficiently. Exciting, isn't it? Well, that's exactly what we're exploring today. So buckle up, folks. Let's embark on this journey to become smarter, faster, and better. Chapter 1 of the book throws light on the concept of motivation. It's a force that gets us out of bed, that pushes us to take risks and strive for success. Motivation is not always something that just happens to us, but rather, it's something we can consciously cultivate. Duhigg explains motivation as a process, a cycle, if you will. It begins with a choice, a decision to take control. This act of asserting ourselves and making a choice triggers our brain's reward centers. It gives us a sense of satisfaction and propels us to keep moving forward. For instance, think of a runner at the start of a marathon. That initial decision to run, to take that first step, that's what triggers the cycle of motivation. But how do we keep this motivation going, you may ask? The key lies in creating a link between our actions and a deeper purpose. It's about connecting the tasks at hand with an outcome that's meaningful to us. When we see the impact of our actions, it fuels our motivation and drives us to keep going. So how can we apply this in our lives or in our teams? Start by making choices that lead to greater control. Encourage autonomy, let people make decisions. Connect tasks to a larger purpose, show the impact of their work, and most importantly, celebrate small wins. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Remember, motivation is the fuel that drives us to achieve our goals. Now, let's dive into the essence of effective teams. Teams are the heartbeat of any organization, pulsating with the rhythm of collaboration and synergy. But what makes a team truly effective? A question that Google sought to answer with their Project Aristotle. In this ambitious endeavor, Google scrutinized hundreds of its teams, aiming to decode the DNA of successful collaboration. They discovered that the secret sauce wasn't about who was on the team, but rather how the team worked together. It wasn't about assembling a dream team of all-stars, but about cultivating an environment where everyone felt safe to take risks and voice their ideas. This concept, known as psychological safety, emerged as the critical cornerstone of successful teams. But let's not stop there. Let's dissect this concept a bit more. Psychological safety is the shared belief that it's okay to take risks, to make mistakes, to be human. It's about creating a space where everyone feels respected and accepted, where constructive criticism is welcomed, and where differing opinions are valued. It's an environment where the fear of failure doesn't stifle innovation or creativity. So how do you foster an environment of psychological safety? It begins with empathy and active listening. When team members feel heard, they feel valued. Encourage open dialogue and promote a culture of feedback. Make sure everyone has a voice and a seat at the table. Next, normalize the notion of failure. Emphasize that mistakes are opportunities for learning and growth, not just setbacks. Foster a culture where it's okay to stumble, to fall, as long as you learn, grow, and keep moving forward. Lastly, lead by example. Leaders must walk the talk and create an atmosphere of trust and transparency. Remember, psychological safety isn't something you can simply mandate. It's something you cultivate over time, through consistent actions and behaviors. To sum up, building effective teams isn't about assembling a group of superstars. It's about fostering an environment where everyone feels safe to be themselves, to take risks, and to contribute their unique perspectives. A successful team is the backbone of any thriving enterprise. Moving on, let's explore the critical role of focus and attention management. Now, our minds are fascinating machines, capable of so much, but they can also be our worst enemies when it comes to productivity. We often find ourselves lost in a sea of distractions, struggling to keep our attention on the task at hand. This is where the concept of cognitive tunneling comes into play. Cognitive tunneling is when our brains zero in on one thing, blocking out everything else. It can be a gift when we need to concentrate on a single important task, but it can also lead us to miss critical information and opportunities. Imagine driving down a highway, So focused on reaching your destination that you miss the exit. That's cognitive tunneling in action. So how do we manage this? How do we ensure our focus is a help, not a hindrance? Well, the first step is awareness. Recognize when you're tunneling and consciously make an effort to widen your field of attention. Practice mindfulness. Be present in the moment. Use tools and techniques like the Pomodoro technique or time blocking to structure your focus and keep distractions at bay. Remember, it's not about having a laser-like focus all the time. It's about having the right kind of focus at the right time for the right task. It's about managing your attention to work smarter, not harder. Focus, after all, is the gateway to all thinking. Next up, we have the art and science of goal setting. Setting goals isn't just about deciding what you want to do, it's about understanding why you want to do it and how you're going to get there. This is where SMART goals come into play. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. It's a framework that helps us set clear, actionable goals with concrete outcomes. Let's dive into the psychology behind effective goal setting. Our brains are wired to seek completion. When we set a goal, it creates a gap between our current state and our desired state. This gap generates tension and discomfort, which motivates us to take action. It's like setting a puzzle for our minds. We can't rest until we've found the missing pieces and completed the picture. Real-life examples of successful goal setting are all around us. Consider the story of a young woman who dreamed of becoming a best-selling author. She set SMART goals, breaking down her journey into manageable steps. She wrote a certain amount of words each day, sought feedback, honed her craft, and never lost sight of her ultimate goal. Today, she's a New York Times best-selling author. As for tips to achieve your goals, start small and be consistent. Celebrate your progress no matter how small. And remember, setbacks are not roadblocks, they're opportunities for learning and growth. Goals give us direction. They put a powerful force into play on a universal, conscious, and subconscious level. Scene script. Let's now delve into the realm of managing others. One of the pivotal concepts Charles Duhigg presents in his book is the idea of psychological safety in the workplace. This is the belief that one won't be punished or humiliated for speaking up with ideas, questions, concerns, or mistakes. It's the bedrock of trust and open communication, vital ingredients for any thriving team. But how can you, as a leader, foster this sense of safety? It starts by creating an environment where everyone feels heard and respected. Encourage open dialogue, listen actively, and respond empathetically. Remember, the goal is not to avoid mistakes, but to learn from them. Alongside psychological safety, effective leadership also involves setting clear expectations, providing constructive feedback, and empowering team members to take ownership of their roles. This is not about micromanaging every task, but rather about guiding your team towards a shared vision. Duhigg's book provides fascinating case studies on leadership. From the story of a low-performing school that turned around under a new principal's direction, to a plane crash that was prevented due to the captain's management style, these stories underline the transformative power of effective management. Take these insights and consider how you can apply them to your own leadership style. Whether you're leading a startup, a small team, or a large corporation, the principles remain the same. Good management is the art of making problems so interesting that everyone wants to get to work and deal with them. Our final chapter talks about decision-making processes. Now, this is a topic that's crucial, whether you're an entrepreneur, a manager, or just someone trying to navigate the complexities of everyday life. At the heart of decision-making, there's a concept known as the OODA loop. It stands for observe, orient, decide, and act. This is a cycle that we're all constantly moving through, whether we realize it or not. First, we observe. We take in information from our environment. Then we orient. We process this information and try to understand what it means in the context of our goals, our values, and our past experiences. Next, we decide. We make a choice based on the information we've gathered and our understanding of it. Finally, we act. We carry out our decision and then observe the results, which starts the cycle all over again. The key is to move through this loop efficiently and effectively. This means being open to new information, being flexible in our interpretations, being decisive in our choices, and being proactive in our actions. It also means learning from our experiences and adjusting our approach as needed. To improve your decision-making skills, practice being mindful of this process. Observe your OODA loop in action. Recognize when you're stuck in one phase or rushing through another. And remember, every decision is an opportunity to learn and grow. In the end, all business operations can be reduced to 3 words: people, product, and profits. Let's wrap up with some key lessons and strategies from Smarter, Faster, Better. This gem of a book teaches us to harness motivation, build effective teams, focus our attention, set smart goals, manage others with empathy, and make informed decisions. By applying these principles, we can improve our productivity in life and business. The road to being smarter, faster, and better starts with you. Thank you for joining us today on Sip, Surrender, Sparkle. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Stay sparkling, folks.